Hey guys, well, I'm back. And as I like to do time to time, I like to feature clients that I've worked with in the network marketing profession because I always feel it's better to hear it from them than actually to hear it from myself because it's really not about my success. I thrive on teaching others how to succeed in how I've succeeded with LinkedIn, and so on and so forth. So I have an amazing person that's going to be jumping on with me today. I'm just going to wait for her to come on. Let me see if I can bring her on. Here she comes. And this is why I love technology so much, but this is also why I love Facebook so much, just because of the ability. Hi,
I got,
how are you?
I'm terrific.
Well, I appreciate you in the very last minute setting up this call with me because obviously I love the whole genealogy of how this whole thing works. You came from a referral of someone amazing that I worked with, Patty. I've already had her as an interviewee on this, and it's only fitting that I also have you on here. And we share a lot of things in common. We both have been in the wellness industry for a while as personal trainers and studio owners, but also professional network marketers. And I know after I assisted Patty with getting some results and you guys spoke and you and I connected, um, I just want people to understand that it's always not an easy decision for people to take that next step in their business. And you and I had about 3 or 4 separate conversations, um, none of which I spent trying to convince you, just explaining to you, what the possibilities would be, what we could do together. And as I obviously noted here, you've almost doubled your connections in the last few weeks. You've already gotten some enrollments. You have already picked up clients for an online business that you never really knew that you could use LinkedIn for. So first and foremost, I want to turn it to you just so you can introduce yourself to everyone. Tell everyone a little bit about your backstory, in the health and wellness business, and why network marketing, and then up until the point of where you and I connected, what did you feel that you needed, where you said, you know what, I need to take this next step. I want to get serious about this, and I know I need to do something.
Right.
And why was it LinkedIn?
Okay, well, to answer your first question about my history, so I started in the fitness industry like right out of college. I was a marketing major, but I was a gym rat, so I was always at the gym, and it just kind of organically was like, sure, I like this better. So I've always been a part of it, and it's been a lot of years, and I like working for myself. Like I've never really been anyone that wanted to be part of the whole like climb the ladder or anything like that. I like being my own boss, and
Right.
there's challenges to it, right? So there's lots of challenges to being your own boss, but you do have some freedom. So I like freedom, and the whole network marketing thing came about kind of accidentally because I just tried a product that was recommended to me to help people. Being in the industry, it's like it's a struggle with like getting people to follow a routine and do the right thing. So it's just like another tool in the tool bag to help my clients.
Right. Right.
But I love talking to people. Like I love networking. I love like even if it wasn't for network marketing, I like you could like I'm part of the chamber. I belong to these groups. I just love talking to people. So that kind of organically was like this is a great business for me. And once again, it has its challenges.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not easy. Anything that is worth having, you have to work for.
Yeah, and
So,
it's funny that you say that. I was just reading an article um, off of it was it was the New York Times. I was reading an art, and they feature network marketing, And, I think sometimes people get lost um, in the glam aspect of network marketing. And, we hear it all the time, Lisa. We say, everyone sees the glory, but they don't know the story behind how those people
Right.
got to where they are. And, being in the trenches and really, people think that to earn the income that people do in network marketing, they just enroll a couple people and they enroll a couple people. There needs to be, a massive movement to really make these things happen. And the one thing that you and I touched on was obviously you and I have been in sales for years. And as salespeople, when you're a personal trainer and you're selling training packages, you become really, really good at selling. And just like you and I spoke, we could enroll, I mean, anybody we wanted to on these products. Like that's not the difficult thing. The challenging thing that a lot of people start to have is, okay, I can sell the product. The product does sell itself as well. But how do I make that next step into actually treating this and running this as a business? Because, the one thing that every network marketer fears more than anything else is that they run out of people to talk to. And I think you and I had that advantage. And, whether people want to admit that it's an advantage or not, number one, being a wellness professional prior to this, we did have an edge because,
Well,
people,
people trust you.
they trust us, but people were already coming to us asking us
Hmm.
10 years ago, hey, what do you buy at the vitamin shop? What are you buying at GNC? What does your meals look like? They were already
What do you
asking, what do you use? What do you eat? So, we did have a little bit of a competitive advantage. And when you do network marketing, um, you're leveling the playing field because whether you have the advantage of people coming to you or not, it still comes to them giving you an answer, a yes or a no. And the one thing that people really struggle with is collecting those answers because no one wants to hear the word no, because it really doesn't mean no. It means they're either not interested or not right now. And it's not you, like you're not the problem. They're really just not interested. But the one big thing that we were actually, undressing sort of was the foundation of how to grow a network marketing business. And outside of your belief and being positive, inspired, like those are all feelings. But we're talking about, lead generation. You know, social media, as you and I both know, since we've gotten in the last few years, it's changed immensely. So
hmm
so when we spoke a few weeks ago, when we stepped into doing this together, um, after we conversed and I painted a little bit of a picture for you, you know, tell everyone or share with everyone where you were at that point in your business where you're like, you know what, I need something else. And after you said yes to this, and we had our follow up call last week, which I wish I recorded that. Um, and I want you to share with them what you shared with me, um, how you feel, because this is not like everyone is looking at the money. You know, you can make all the money you want in network marketing, but if you don't have the skills to maintain that, it's not going to go anywhere. But what you shared with me about how this has been making you feel, I think has been one of the greatest takeaways for me as a coach of this, um, because when you have that shift, it changes everything. So take people back, right before you decided to work with me, but also after you walked through the door and went out the back door to the real world after me teaching you. How do you feel now?
Oh my God, like so much. Like I wake up and I go, this is like actually becoming like you start to build this belief that you actually because you're in action. Okay,
Mm.
so I don't want to use the wrong words, but you feel like you're in action. You're doing something. When I to go back like you asked before, yeah, I can enroll people all the time, but um, if you don't feel like you actually have a business that's building, like it's growing, then it's hard to stay in action because you kind of feel, I don't know, you get down about it. You're like, ah. no one wants to talk to me. Like,
Yeah.
no one wants to talk to me. Like, but you're waiting for them to talk because you're making these posts on Facebook and you like think that your message stream is going to go crazy. And then once in a while someone reaches out to you, but for the most part, it doesn't go crazy. So like, how do you have more conversations? You have to have more conversations with people, and it's not just going to happen. So after talking to you and doing the stuff you told me to do, I'm like, okay, now my calendar is full of all this stuff to do, and you have like a business that's in action. You feel like you're doing something productive. So no matter what kind of business you have, I mean, you've had training businesses. I have a training business. I tell people, don't just knock on my door and say, come on, I want to train with you. Like,
Right.
you do have to market yourself too for any business, right?
So confidence wise, so there's two things I want to ask you. Confidence wise,
Mm,
the confidence you had, and I'm going to be just completely blunt. Um, Confidence wise in your belief that you were going to continue doing this business before, because when we're not talking to enough people and we don't feel like we're in action, you start thinking like, am I really going to continue doing this? So talk about the confidence that you had prior to this and the confidence that you then came out with after this, and in now having this tool in your tool belt for your network marketing business.
well, I'm not a quitter. So
Right.
like for all along, I'm like, I don't want to quit something that I love, but you do want to feel like you're doing a good job and like I said, you're growing.
Yeah.
And so after doing the training with you, that confidence builds because you do actually feel like something is happening, like something's changed.
Now let's talk about coaching for a second, because um, I think there's certain times in our lives where all of us have been in financial situations that we're not happy about. And this is something that you and I were talking about. And, I reminded you, I said, listen, this is not an investment in me. You're investing in yourself. Because there's a lot of people that I talk to, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that you talk to when they're interested in your personal training and you go over pricing. They say, well, I don't know. That's expensive, or I can't afford that. And you and I both know the importance of how you treat your body, but you and I also both know now the importance of having a system like this LinkedIn system in place. So just share with people that may be on the fence, or maybe are unsure of making any external investments outside of their authorship and events. Talk about the investment that you made in working with me, in learning this, in investing in you and your business. Talk about the investment from not just a financial standpoint, but as a business standpoint, as a business owner, because every network marketer, when you sign that dotted line, you're opening up the invisible door to your business. So talk about the investment that you made in this, and what you now see in the future and the potential of what this is going to be, and how important it is to really invest back into you.
Well, you know what they say, you do the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's
Insanity.
what I was doing. I wanted to believe that it's going to change. It's going to get easier. Well, I don't know if it ever really gets easier, but I wasn't really changing much. And so making an investment, I've had to invest in my business more than once, and both of my businesses I've had to. And I always say to myself, sometimes you do make a decision and you go, maybe that wasn't the best investment. But if you don't make some investment and at least, you might not always pick the right thing, but you've got to make an investment. It's part of having a business, any kind of business.
That's a great point. But for people that are jumping on here now, I did a Facebook Live earlier where I actually had a free PDF on the 5 reasons, and Lisa was on there, the 5 reasons why network marketers fail and what you can do to succeed. So as I did on there, if you missed it, just type in free in the chat box, either on here or on the other live, and I can send that out to you. I'm always willing to give as much free content as possible. So Lisa, you said something really, really important. And I think you and I both were at this point, at some point in our journey in network marketing, is that we do often sometimes forget that network marketing is a business. Where we forget that we're running a business, and you and I were running businesses prior to this. So, again, I'm not going to talk about having an advantage, but when you are an entrepreneur, when you are a business owner coming into this, as opposed to having a 9 to 5 where you're working for someone and you have that employee mindset where you're working 9 to 5, you go home and that's it. Like, not us. We were working 5 to 9. It was kind of the reverse. So we had that motor and that drive of knowing how to treat this. So for the people that have never owned a business, so I want you to speak directly to them because now you know both sides of it. Talk about the importance of treating this like a business, investing back into it, learning more, getting more educated. How important is it to constantly learn and grow more when you do own and operate your business, whether it's brick and mortar or whether it's network marketing?
I feel the same way about this as I feel about your physical health. That it has to be something that is part of it's something you chose to be part of your life. So you have to actually put energy into it. So if you want to stay in shape, you've got to put energy into that on a regular basis. Or we both know it's kind of a shame, but if you stop within a couple weeks, you feel terrible.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with your business. You have to constantly take pride in what you're doing and want to be more educated, want to grow, and want to talk to different people, and be in action, like we were talking about. And so, and the decision for me when I called you or when we spoke the first time, I'm thankful for that because it changed a whole lot with me and my mindset and opened up just the knowledge of knowing that what I didn't know was going on. I was thinking that LinkedIn is just where you go if you're looking for a job.
Right.
I need a job, I'm going to go to LinkedIn, but
right.
It's not. It's for people who really want to everyone to know what their business is all about and what they're all about as a person, then it's a great way to get to be out there and just talk to so many people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that if I didn't talk to you.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate that. And you are a mother, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You're a business owner, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
and you have a network marketing business, so it's not like you're sitting on the sideline, just kind of like, I don't know, just waiting. You're someone that is in action in one way, shape, or form from the minute you get up to the minute that you go to bed, and there are no excuses. And there's a lot of people that, like, I have a son. I know what it's like to build a network marketing business with a child, and I don't make excuses. When he has soccer, I'm watching, but if I have a 3-way call that I have to get on, my son is so aware of what's going on. I make him a part of my network marketing business, like doing vision boards together, doing gratitude at night, explaining to him that, daddy is doing this. So I have this time to be at every soccer game instead of being here, there, or wherever. So what is, for the people that, like you, think or thought LinkedIn is for getting a job or talking to a recruiter, or, it's so I don't know how to use it. If you had to just strip all of that away, now knowing what like you're a professional network marketer and other network marketers aren't on there, what would you say? 2-part question. Number 1, your biggest takeaway, and number 2, the most important reason why, if someone is not on LinkedIn, why they have to get on there.
The people that are on LinkedIn are there because they take pride in what they do as well. They want people to know what they do for a living. A lot of the people on LinkedIn they're just business minded. They're professional. You have great conversations with people, even if you're not a fit for each other. I've had conversations with people that you just you learn about what they do, and you find you have some other connection. Like you grew up in the same area, or you know some of the same people, and you're like, yeah, I know that. Like, you just have these great conversations, and you're growing your network of just people that you know.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like if you're in business, you want to know a lot of people.
Yeah, your network is in direct correlation to your net worth. So if you have a small network, you're going to have a small net worth. And, just like you and I discussed, the average income of someone on LinkedIn is 100K plus, and you're allowed 30,000 connections. So just amazing opportunities. So what's your biggest takeaway in knowing what you know now about LinkedIn and what you're going to do with it moving forward?
My biggest takeaway is I feel like there's so much open space now, I think, for me to explore. Where I felt sometimes I felt a little trapped on some of the other social media. Like, what else can I do? What
Yeah.
else can I do to talk to people? Like, I want them to know how like passionate I am about what I do, but how many people are actually seeing this?
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they've done, but like sometimes you would used to feel like a lot of people were seeing what you're doing, and then other times you're like, I don't feel like anybody saw anything I did. So now I feel like there's this expanse of I don't know, area of things I can explore.
That's amazing. And again, I get enjoyment when I get text messages from my clients saying, "Hey, just enrolled someone off of LinkedIn," because what I've realized, like, and I'm the same way. I wouldn't be enrolling people else, otherwise. Not that Facebook is dried up, but like you said, people are on LinkedIn to network. They're on there to converse. That you're less offended by the nose on LinkedIn than you are on Facebook, because Facebook typically is a representation of the people we already know. And you have these great conversation with these people that are also doing big things. I remember talking to a guy that was in the midst of training to climb Mount Everest. And it's like, yeah, like, I mean, just
That's so cool.
incredible things. My friend Jody, who I trained on LinkedIn, she actually enrolled an ex-NBA player who's now the assistant coach for an NBA team. And he's not on Facebook. So it's a and that person, I mean, obviously he knows the value of money. I mean, he said yes like that. So it's just such a valuable tool. So
People
again,
don't go to LinkedIn to vent.
no, they go there to
People go to
network.
Facebook to vent.
Correct.
Like, and to complain, and to each his own. But like on LinkedIn, people are there for positive reasons.
Yeah. No, you're right. And people, the big thing is this, Lise. We don't know what we don't know, and we know what we do know. And if you don't know about LinkedIn, you can't say it doesn't work, because you and I can attest that it absolutely does. And almost instantaneously, like literally, once I gave you the keys, you open the door, boom, you this whole new world. I use the example of, just because I just saw the movie again, of The Wizard of Oz. When Dorothy, yeah, when my son loves it, when Dorothy opens, and that's rare. Like, he likes a movie from the 30s. Like, he loves the movie. When Dorothy opens the door and it goes from black and white to color, you're just like, oh my God.
Oh, this exists.
There's another world out there. So again, for anyone just jumping on now or on the replay, type in the word free, FREE, and I can give you a free download for the 5 reasons why network marketers fail and what you can do to prevent that. But also, if you're not following or friends with Lisa, I tagged her in this video. An amazing mother, and an amazing network marketer, an amazing woman. You deserve to follow her. And Lisa, I'm just really glad and grateful and appreciative that you and I did get the opportunity to work together. I knew about your hesitations and everything, and I'm really glad that you were open to me and you allowed me to just teach you what I know well. And I'm so happy to hear even more about the success that you're having for both of your businesses. And I really know this is just the beginning for you. So thank you so much for coming on today. And I appreciate you sharing with everything that you shared with the audience today.
Yep, thank you to you as well. For anybody that's watching, like if you same as Scott said, you should follow Scott. If you are in network marketing or just being in business for yourself, he has all this positive energy that you will take something away from no matter what.
Well, thank you so much, my friend. So I know you got other stuff to get back to, so I'm going to let you get back to it at the top of the hour, as do I. So thank you again, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
Okay, have a great day, Scott.
Bye, Lee.